What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Willie the Kid, and I'm back with another one, man. This is East Week Boxing Talk in association with ThreeKingsBoxing.com, and we are the movement. Today we got a couple of my guys with me, man. I got my boy from Truth and Facts About Boxing, Bo Brand. How you feeling, man?
Alive, like most old men should feel.
My other boy, man, from Four Corners Boxing Talk. We're co-hosts of a radio show on there, man. What's going on, C-Bone? What's going on, Mr. Henderson? You there, Chris?
I'm here, man. My bad. My fucking mic was muted. But
don't lie. He had yo. He was up there screaming, "Team Vampire."
Team Vampire. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm just here to say I told you. I mean, just talk about this fight.
Well, let's start off. We're gonna get into it, people. We're gonna talk about the Superfly card that happened last night on HBO Boxing. Let's start with the non-televised fight first, man. Brian Viloria versus Artem Dalakian. It was a good scrap. Dalakian is fucking awkward, man. He's an awkward fighter. He attacks from different angles. He's very unpredictable. Feel like he had a good showing. Chris, man, how you feel about it?
Man, I'll be the first to say I got okey doked here. I got the fucking okey doke put on my ass here, and this one right here. Prior to last night, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I follow the sport and I follow hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fighters, but this fucking Dalakian, for some reason, it slipped by my radar prior to last night. I'm not gonna lie. And I was under the impression he was more of a typical Eastern European style, and boy, was I ever fucking wrong. Okay? And so with that impression, I believe that he couldn't beat Viloria. You're not going to stand in the pocket and beat Viloria unless your name's Roman Gonzalez or something like that. It just ain't going to fucking happen. All right? But this guy's as far from typical Eastern European as you can fucking possibly get. You know, typical Eastern European, there's Eastern European, what it is a straightforward, straight up and down, punch by number system. Okay? Proper foot placement. Everything works off the one, which is the jab. You know what I mean? Everything works off the jab. This guy's as far from that as it ever fucking gets. A basic stance, proper foot placement, everything works off the one, a punching it by number system. Yeah, this guy's as far from that as he's as far from that as you fucking get.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes off the back foot. I mean, this guy, he's awkward. He's unorthodox as hell, and that just gave Viloria all kind of problems.
Yeah, Bo, how you feel about it, man?
You know, I made a statement when we first did this. I said Viloria is the lower weight version of Orlando Salido, and what I mean by that is he's been around for a long time. He's been in a lot of fights, and he's he's lost a step. So what we saw last night was just Viloria still had game in him, but the guy he was fighting, like Boonhauser just said, he's not your typical European fighter. Some of the things I saw the kid doing, I was like, whoa, what the hell is this I'm watching? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what the hell is this? And when I saw it, I immediately, first thing I said to myself, damn, it's too late to change the pick'em. And
exactly. Fucking exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
I said, damn, it's too late to change the pick'em. But I also saw that if this fight, if it goes 12 rounds, Viloria is just going to probably be outclassed and take a beating, which kind of what it turned into. So he even though Viloria had his moments, but listen, great, good fight now, and HBO probably has touched gold with this Superfly thing, because all those fights last was a major surprise.
Yeah, I felt like Dalakian hit him with bigger shots. He landed some hellacious shots on him. We got my boy Big Cool from Colossal Boxing Talk on with us. What's going on, fam?
Good, y'all.
Yeah, we actually watched this fight together. You, Big Cool, Chris, myself. It was Big Cool. What you thought of what you saw, man?
I didn't watch all of it. I joined in late, but
Yeah.
definitely Viloria was you could tell he was past his prime. He gave a good effort, you know what I'm saying? But the guy was just younger, stronger, you know what I'm saying, a fresher fighter. He was able to do what he wanted to do, although Viloria had his moments. It just wasn't the same fighter we was accustomed to watching a few years ago. And it happens to all fighters once they get up there in age. But I mean, he didn't get whitewashed, but he definitely lost it. Congrats to what's his name, Dalakian.
Our team Dalakian.
Dalakian, who did what he was supposed to do. Got a significant victory on his resume.
I actually felt like that if Galak, even before the cut, I felt like if he just stepped up to the pace, he probably could have stopped Viloria.
I think
that's actually how I felt.
I think he fights off the back foot. Therefore, I think he lets his opponent set the pace, but at the same time,
there you go.
he jumps it. He jumps in there. So it's a very awkward fight to see, man. Very awkward. Let's fucking move on, man. We got Dani Nietes versus Juan Carlos Reveco, man. Hey, fellas, this motherfucker right here, so smooth, so methodical. He's like a silent assassin in there, man. Bo, go ahead, man.
Oh, well,
everybody picked him, motherfucker.
Well, yeah. Wait a minute. I'm just saying everybody picked him. And it was a good fight. And, listen, when you know boxing, there's no need to toot your horn. Toot, motherfuckers! Toot! So, with that being said, you know what? To be honest with you, man, Nietes, what he showed last night, and he came and he showed out against a very top quality veteran in Reveco, and he threw the perfect short right hand, compact right hand, as Reveco was coming in, and it just landed, and he never recovered from that. And he realized it, and how he put the punches together. If it like he didn't jump on him right away, he threw that jab to the body that we always talk about to kind of keep him off balance. Then he went to the head. Then he was picking the spots, going in between the gloves to make sure that punches were landing. He wasn't wasting no punches. So I just saw a guy who was just really just showing that, hey, everything that we talk about, this is why we love the lower weight division. Everything that these guys talk about, they're so technically sound and so well prepared. So, Dani Nietes, he showed us what we wanted to see him. I would like to see, hopefully he steps it up more because, the division is starting to heat up a little bit now.
Yeah. He has a hard time finding opponents. Last night, I felt like he was very methodical in there, like he always is. He's he's a pressure fighder, but if you look at him, you don't think he is. You know what I mean? Like exactly. That's how smooth he is. Big Cool. Did you get to see any of this fight?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole fight, man. It was, like you said, it was a methodical beat down. Like Bo said, when he was retreating to the ropes, they both threw right hands. Nietes landed perfectly, hurt him right at the end of the round. And I told 2K because we were still on the call, I was like, shit, he just hurt Reveco. And I was like, Reveco not going to make it out the next round. And a few minutes later, shit, it was all she wrote, man. He just, broke him down, jab, right hand, left hooks, split the guard of Reveco. It just took him, apart round by round. Nothing too flashy, but he just get the job done.
Everybody there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was impressed with him, man. Chris?
Man, listen. I want to see Chocolatito versus Dani Nietes. This fight should have happened.
Come on, man. Stop that shit. Come on.
No, this fight should have been happening, man.
It should have, but come on, stop that. Come on, man.
Well, if he dies, he dies, man.
Come on, yeah.
That's what I want to see right there, man. I have wanted to see that fight for years.
I wish. Okay? I thought you were gonna say Diego Higa.
No, Diego Higa, he slaughters him. Okay, people don't. Nietes is a great fucking boxer, man. Great fighter. Very technical. I mean, he's as technically sound as you can be, and he has a game plan, and he has and he works it, and he does have an ability to adapt, but a lot of times you very rarely have to see him do it. You know what I mean? So his strategy going in, his pre-fight game planning is off the fucking charts. All right, it's off the charts good.
He's a very composed fighter, man. I like that about him. You don't get too overwhelmed by any moment.
Exactly. You never, from interviewing this guy and watching him for several years, I did an article on him on freakingsboxing.com back in November called A Little Bit Bad article on this guy right here. All right. Because he is that, he's a hell of a fighter. You know, he's a hell of a fighter, always has been. You know, people kind of glance over him, but this is a fight that him and the Gonzalez fight I have called for literally for quite some time now. Quite some time. I mean, this guy's been a champion. Rich has been a champion for over a fucking decade.
Yeah.
You know? So he's been a champion for over a fucking decade. It ain't an accident, guys.
He's the longest reigning champion in history.
Yeah, he's been a fucking champion for a decade. How in the world him and Gonzalez got past each other? Because they were champions together at certain times in a lot of divisions. You know what I mean? How did they get past each other? This fight, that's the fight I wanted to see. That has been the fight I wanted to see. I think there's even more call for it.
Yeah, we got Mr. Prodigy of boxing himself. 2K, how you feeling, fam?
What's good, y'all? I'm assuming y'all talking about Donnie Nietes.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna answer your question, man. It's mainly because Donnie's fought primarily in the Philippines, man. That's what we talked about previously, you know, before this fight even happened. The majority of his 44 fights, I believe. I'm not really looking at his box right, but they've been in the Philippines. Now he's fought in the US, I think maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And then I think he's fought in Poland. But I mean, we're talking, you know, 4 or 5 times out of 46 something fights, some odd fights. So, and the same with Roman Gonzalez. I mean, he wasn't always fighting in the US either. I mean, he just got on the US stage, like 3 years ago. So I think, you know, it's a combination of that. You know, they're fighting in their respective areas, and you know, Roman Gonzalez actually hit the world stage before Donnie Nietes did. And if I'm Roman Gonzalez, I'm not looking behind me at a bigger threat of a guy who's nowhere near on my level and saying, "Well, let me fight him." Fuck that.
Yeah,
because he might have lost.
But I've actually known Nietes longer than I have Gonzalez.
Me too. But we're boxing enthusiasts.
Yeah, I mean, I've been preaching him for a while. I mean, he's the reason. I've only done a couple of them little but bad articles, and one of them's on him.
All right.
Yep. That's right.
Hey, 2K, you want to give me your thoughts on the Dalakian Viloria fight? Okay. Did the Eggman leave?
No, I think he's drinking his eggs.
Oh, he's taking his eggs. He's drinking his shake. That motherfucker taking his shake. But
definitely, is doing a little bit of movement, a little more movement than most Ukrainian or Eastern European fighters normally do. But at the end of the day, he's more robotic. But in this fight, he adjusted and became more of a mover, more of the boxer, right? And he pretty much just broke Viloria down. I mean, a lot of the times, man, he kept his hands below his waist, which is, like I said, he did that in his last fight. But this is a high-level fighter, even though he's 37 years old. I mean, Brian Viloria is a former 3-time champion, and he was doing the same thing to Viloria that he did to the bums that he fought in the Ukraine. So, I mean, he's a good fighter, man. That's going to be somebody to look at 112. I think a guy, C-Bone mentioned this while we were all on the line watching the fight together. I think a guy like Dago Higa will give him some trouble. I would like to see him fight Ioka, possibly. Donnie Nietes is down there at 112. I like that fight. I think Nietes would give him a boxing lesson, teach him how to put them goddamn hands up. But that'd still be a good fight. I mean, there's 112 is one of those sleeper divisions as well, man. It's got a lot of good fighters in it that a lot of people don't know. And Dalakian is just another one, man, that just rose a little bit to the top. I think he's now the WBA champion there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was vacant title.
let's move on to my my favorite fight. Mac Williams, Arroyos. found Mac fries, Mac shake, and picked up picked up an upset in my opinion over Carlos
Big
Cuadras.
upset.
See how you see that fight?
Arroyo looked as good as I've ever seen him look. Damn near. Considering who he was fighting. He didn't look that good against, never mind. But still, that's probably, especially considering coming off 2 years, I was shocked. I was shocked at that performance. And yes, it was a huge upset as far as Vegas is concerned. Cuadras was the largest favorite on the card last night. So, what does that tell you? He's the largest favorite on the card last night of any of the fights. And Arroyo, he done a hell of a job. He was able to get off. He's a lot sharper than what I anticipated for 2 years off, for sure.
Yeah, I felt like he used his movement well, and at times outboxed Cuadras. So
yeah, he outboxed him for over half the fight.
Yeah, yeah, Bo.
Man, it was definitely a shocker, man. Like we said, this. I think
Arroz con pollo.
I know, right? Man, I think the 2 years that he took off is kind of similar to like Omar Figueroa taking time off to let his body heal and get his mind right. And it definitely showed. He came in there, he was able to outbox Cuadras. But I want to point something out, man, because I don't know what this is going, and I think I mentioned this in the chat about Abel Sanchez, man. Did he change the way Cuadras fights or what? Because that just didn't look like the same Cuadras to me. And it looked like he was just trying to be more of a puncher instead of a boxer. And it kind of just feels to me that's indicative of what Abel Sanchez tries to change you into, is trying to be a puncher instead of working on what you're already good at. Go ahead, TK.
Exactly. I 1,000% agree with you that it's an Abel Sanchez situation, because I said in the pre-fight prediction, since he lost to Roman Gonzalez, he's been fighting this way. He was never fighting this way before Roman Gonzalez, man. He never fought like that.
Yeah, and that played right into the hands of McRoyo because he was right in the wheelhouse. McRoyo was countering better. He was countering faster. He was the fresher fighter. And then McRoyo was doing the showboating that people used to seeing Cuadras do, and that was resonating with people in the crowd. So, hats off to him for winning that fight. I just also I want to point out that was the third probably tough fight that Cuadras has had. He needs a break. You had Gonzalez, then Estrada. Now somebody should sit him down and say, man, you need to take a long rest.
This was supposed to be his break.
Maybe he ain't as good as we thought he was.
I thought it was a good both guys, in my opinion, had a good showing. Yeah, Cuadras lost, but we gotta give it up to Arroyos. I felt like he did what he was supposed to do and what he had to do, and he needed that win. Like, his career probably was going to go in a different direction if he didn't get that win. So I thought he showed up and did what he had to do. But it was a nice quality fight too. It was good to watch. It was fun to watch. Cuadras seems a little different. He doesn't fight off his back foot as much as he used to. He just seems to come forward and look for the knockout, and I felt like Arroyos was the better mover in there. Big cool, man. I know you was watching this shit last night because we all was. What you think of it, man?
Arroyo had a terrific performance. I mean, he came out early in the first round, hurt Cuadras with some left hooks, and just continued the momentum. Cuadras bounced back in round 2 or 3. And hurt Arroyo with a right hand. But other than that, man, like y'all said, Arroyo was on point. Surprisingly, for a guy that been out of the ring for 2 years, he was pretty much able to do whatever he wanted to. Work the body, work the head, turn him, outbox him, and just outfight him, man. And like both said, Cuadras definitely needs to take a break and kind of regain, whatever it is he lost in those tough fights and you know, try to let his body rest up and heal and get back into the sport mentally before he takes another fight. His resume over the last 3 or 4 fights has been tough as anybody in the sport, so he needs to kind of decompress and, you know, go back to the, you know, drawing board.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the reason y'all talking about him looking like this since Gonzalez, that's actually the reason he went to Sanchez. This is his first fight with Sanchez.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, he hadn't left. He was still with Jorge
the Carmona
Pereira.
performance, the Estrada performance, and Gonzalez performance, those were all under a different trainer. That wasn't under Sanchez.
Yeah.
Jorge Barrera. But that's what I was getting ready to say. He hadn't left Barrera, so this is more of a situation where it's him changing who he is, reinventing himself. But Abel Sanchez is the trainer to keep him at this particular style. He's not going to go back to being who he was before Roman being with Abel. I think that's the point.
No, he's not.
I was trying to get across.
I think he definitely switched it up, and I feel like you guys are right. It's him. I think this is the style he prefers for some reason.
I don't know why.
No, but here's why. It's because Gonzalez chin checked his ass a few times. He's a different fighter now. Plain and simple.
Yeah. 2K.
I'm just being. He's a different fighter now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more hesitant now in there. He's a lot more hesitant now in there.
Well, if he's more hesitant, then he should be moving more, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But you got the capability to do it easily, you know.
Right.
I totally agree with you, 2K, but I mean, he's not.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. It's a situation for me that he's gonna have to. I agree with Big Cool about going back to the drawing board, but McWilliams Arroyo, while I'm not trying to take anything away from him, man. This is what we do. We're realistic in how we break this shit down. McWilliams Arroyo was lacking in reach, right? He lacked in footwork, right? He lacked in combination punching when you compare the two, right? All of the advantages went into Carlos Cuadras. It went directly to him if he just boxed, right? I said in the pre-fight prediction, I said if he stays in the pocket and gives McWilliams Arroyo opportunities, then McWilliams could possibly win this fight. But I said, knowing that the game plan is simple, all you got to do is revert back to the Carlos Cuadras before Roman Gonzalez. Well, then you'll win this fight with ease. You see what I'm saying? And he didn't do that. I said that McWilliams Arroyo is literally a younger Brian Viloria, right? They're boxers, but they don't move very well. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a guy like that, then and you got the reach advantage, then out fucking box him. Use the ring. It was a simple game plan. But he didn't do it.
You know what was weird? Arroyo was a better fighter going in and out.
Yes. Arroyo was better than him all around last night. And if I'm Abel Sanchez, fuck Abel, not even him. If I'm whoever's in his entourage, you know, cousin, best friend, wife, whoever, right? I will sit Cuadras down and be like, look, brother, you were the lineal champion at 115. You held that WBC title for a long time, right? You're 29 years old. At this point in time, you're either going to go this route or this route, right? Route A, you continue doing what you're doing and you continue taking L's to guys that you should have beaten. Or route B, you go back to the old Carlos Cuadras and we continue doing the dominant shit that we used to do before we fought Roman Gonzalez 2 years ago. Which one is it going to be? They need to have that talk, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, they do. I don't know, man. Arroyo's, I guess he's in line for the WBC. He got the silver title last night, so that's probably gonna put him in line for a title shot. Good luck with the man we're about to talk next, man. Let's get right into the goddamn main event, man. I want to stress, guys, this was an excellent night of boxing last night, man. HBO did their thing with this, and bringing it back and doing it again, and I hope they do it again because I want to see more. Sor Rungvisai versus Francisco Estrada, man. Damn. Chris?
Oh, man.
Go ahead, man.
Pretty much what I thought was going to happen, really. Rungvisai is just I stressed on one of the prediction videos we did that he's a better thinker than what people give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a lot better thinker than what people give him credit for. He's not. That wasn't an accident what he did to Gonzalez, and it wasn't just styles. I mean, the guy, he thought his way through that. And because at one time in the first Gonzalez fight, he went through some turmoil. I mean, it looked like Gonzalez had really turned the tide of that fight and was taken over. And this kid adjusted and come back, and closed the show. So he's a little better. I don't know if he's getting some kind of oils in the rats he eats or what, but his mind's a lot sharper than he's giving credit for. But mine's a lot sharper than he's giving credit for. And the kick and box, man. He's got a little half-step move that's fucking brilliance. Pure brilliance. And there was openings for both guys last night that they didn't take advantage of, but they were doing what they felt they needed to do at the time for the fight. That was some great fucking boxing, man. That was pure brilliance last night.
Yeah.
And both guys played. I mean, it was high speed chess at its finest, and both guys captured the other guy's queen. It's just that Rungvisai was able to checkmate him with a pawn.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was a elite level type of fight, man. If you look for the little things, if you watch for the little things, at one point I just felt like, damn, it became a battle of wills. Estrada came on strong in the 9th and 10th, but I don't know. I just felt like at that point I had Rungvisai with the fight. Basically, I was like, well, if he takes these next two, man, it was a great fight. Big Cool, man. What you think of it? Yeah, I'm mute. Bo?
Man, I thought it was an excellent fight. Here's the thing, and this is something that you guys was alluding to. I actually saw Rungvisai make some adjustments in this fight. There were moments where Estrada's foot was on the outside of his foot, and he was able to spin out of some of the counters that Rungvisai was throwing, and Rungvisai noticed that, and then you saw his foot on top of Estrada's foot, which is why he was tripping over it, because he was trapping him with that. And there was a good point that Ward made when Estrada went on this series where he was throwing punches. He, and his foot was on the outside. He tripped him for him to go down, and that's the mentality of Rungvisai. It wasn't about me landing. I just wanted you to taste that fucking canvas to stop your
exactly.
Stop. And that was smart. The pressure he was applying it in a methodical way. As okay, I'm getting closer and closer and closer until finally, like I said, go back to that foot placement to where even when Estrada was spinning out, he was able to keep up with him so he can throw that punch and land. So I also really felt like I think Rungvisai did better at making it more apparent that what he was doing was working versus Estrada being able to see what Estrada was doing was working. So excellent fight. Like you guys said, I also feel like Rungvisai finally grew into that championship belt that he won. So now it wasn't just, hey, I'm a champion. It's no, I'm the fucking man. I believe that I'm the fucking man. And that was what we saw. All props to Estrada. Listen, he came in when his corner told him, listen, you got to step on the gas. I think the biggest problem Estrada had was, in my opinion, was he waited too long per round to turn it up. Somebody mentioned it earlier, and I think it was Will, is you can't wait. You can't, you're not Sugar Ray, Aaron Pryor, Duncan Leonard. You can't wait to the last 20, 30 seconds of a fight to win. You just can't do that. And I think that that also hurt him as well. So, great fight. Like I said, HBO tapped gold with this. Great fucking fight because I want to see that again. I thought Estrada won 115, 113, but I don't have a problem with anybody saying that they felt like Rungvisai won. It was that great of a fight.
Well, I had Sor winning, and I felt that Sor, and I felt like Sor did something that was kind of genius. He kind of confused Estrada when he waited for Estrada to bring the fight to him.
Yeah,
and then he was able to capitalize off of that. Big Cool, you there, man?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Give us your thoughts.
I thought Estrada won 7-5, but it could have been scored a draw or 7-5 for Rungvisai. But I thought that I like what Estrada did early. I think he came out a little faster early in the first 3 rounds. He was able to counter Rungvisai, who was coming in pressing the attack, and then I gave Rungvisai the next 4 rounds 4 through 7 or 4 through 8. But I think that it's a fight we're on. Both guys had their moments. It was back and forth. And then, as we all know, Estrada won, in my opinion, rounds 9, 10, and 12. Countering, landed harder shots. He hurt Rungvisai in the 12th round, or at least buzzed him a couple of times, letting those left hooks and right hands. But it was a close fight, man. It was a great fight. There's no controversy. Couldn't be mad at either way, draw or a win. 7-5 for either guy. I definitely think it warrants a rematch.
Well, I'm over here looking at my notes because I did the recap.
You're going to say a rematch.
Yeah. I did the recap last night. See, in round 10, I feel like Rungvisai won the round on activity alone. Estrada did come out strong, but he did it too late in the round. So it was like... And I think that was the story of last night, where he would actually wait too late to get off, in my opinion. But 2K, man, you like this guy now, man. I know you like him.
Now.
No, but before. But you got to love him now, right?
Motherfucker, I was the only one that said he should be on the pound-for-pound list before this fight.
I had him on mine.
No.
Oh, yeah. C was one of the only ones that agree with me.
No, I mean, if you like them now, you gotta love them before. A lot of people felt, I think, like, oh, this guy was tailor-made for him, or this and that, or whatever. I think we gotta. Me personally too. I gotta start looking at the guy. I started watching film, man. I'm like, yo, he kind of thinks in there a little bit. It's just awkward the way he does things. I don't know. What you think, man?
I agree with you on that. He's very awkward. And that's, one thing I did see, I haven't watched the entire fight. I've watched up to round 9. But one thing I did see early was that Rungvisai was giving angles. And I think a lot of people missed that. I didn't think that would be possible. You know what I'm saying? But he actually did it. And, Estrada did a good job spinning out of that, not getting trapped in the pocket once those angles were given. And that was early in the fight, of course. But the fact that Rungvisai was actually doing it, and I think that was to negate what Bo said, how Estrada did an excellent job of keeping his lead foot on the outside. And that was mainly how I had Estrada winning the 3 of the first 4 rounds, is because he was commanding the ring. He was winning the ring generalship department pretty easily, in my opinion, in those first 4 rounds. But after that, as you guys had told me in the chat, the tide turned. And, Rungvisai started banking rounds, man. And it was mainly because he was breaking down Estrada, man. I thought Estrada was extremely smart. He still is. It's not that I thought. Let me rephrase that. He still is a smart fighter. Yeah. It's just that Rungvisai is much smarter than I thought. Yeah. It's like what C-Bone has said earlier in the pre-fight prediction. He's smarter than we thought. Up to the 9th round, I still have. I think I have it. I don't have my fucking phone with me. I scored the fight on my phone, but I believe I had some Estrada up by 1 point. I can't remember. Yeah. But either way, the way it looked, though, remember, you got to beat the champion. Yeah. And when the fight is very close like this, almost always you're going to get that fight to the champion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right. I have no problem with up to what I've seen. I only have 3 rounds left to watch, but I have no problem seeing Rungvisai take this win, man, because he actually, like I said, he went on a surge. And if you guys don't have him, so I'm gonna do a video on this, because I remember motherfuckers was coming to my videos and they were like, "Oh, you got the fucking rat eater at number 10 pound for pound. What the fuck? You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, I do too.
He should be higher than number 10 now, honestly.
I actually had him at number 9 before.
That's what I was getting ready to say. He should be top. He should probably be top 7 right now.
Top 6, maybe even.
Yeah. That motherfucker's a beast, and he needs to be lineal at 115. He
is lineal now.
I tell you guys, the fight turned. If you go back and look at it, it started turning. Estrada started well, but it started turning in the back end of round 3. If you look at it from that point on, he switched it up a little bit. He started waiting for him to come to him, and it kind of changed the tide. And on top of that, I feel like Estrada got hit and he said, "Wait, hold up. Let me rethink this game plan, dog, because this motherfucker can punch."
Yeah, that's what Ward was alluding to on the broadcast. Was telling him, you know, he gotta get in mid range to get close enough to land his shots as well. He can't fight at the end of his power.
And that's what he did in round 12, round
9, and 12. Yeah. He did it, but like Ward said, like Ward was saying the same thing I was thinking. He's not taking enough risk.
Yeah. You can sense that too. You can sense it. You know what I'm saying? He tried to play it a little safe. And
well, he wasn't taking that. He wasn't taking that risk because remember, he said he told his corner, "This fucker hits hard."
Yeah,
he told his corner. He said, "This fucker hits hard."
But if you like Ward said though, if you didn't hear that, you couldn't tell. You just would think.
No, Big Cool. If you watch that fight, you could see it on the starter's expression face.
Yeah, you could tell.
He had that look like, damn.
He was hesitant.
What I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
That's why he was fighting at the wrong range for most of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, you know, I said before the fight, if he throws 700 punches, he wins the fight. Estrada. And I still stick by that. If he just threw enough punches last night, he wins the fight.
Yeah.
He got too little, too late, like Bo said in a lot of rounds. And that's like rounds 10 and 11s both ways. You can score them fights. You can literally, if you want to let Estrada steal him at the end, he can win both of them.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? But if you don't, I mean, Rungvisai won over a minute and 31 seconds of each round. You know what I mean? Easily.
It was 114, 114, 115, 113, 117, 111, and I'll be honest with you guys, I could explain each three cards, man.
That's the conversation.
Up to this point, I don't know 117, 11. That's terrible. Up to the point, the 9th round where I'm at, no.
It's there.
It's there.
There's no, it's not. There's no 117, 111 fight. I mean, you must really be giving Estrada minimum.
I could see it from a judge's standpoint, where if you see a guy dominating 2.5 most of the round, and then the guy comes on late in the round, then I could see the judge being swayed by that and thinking, well, you know, I can see that.
Guy dominating.
Hold on. Let him finish, because I want to hear this.
I could see 116, 112. More than 117, 111, but I just feel like Estrada was fighting in moments at points. So I could see a judge not looking at it from the right angle, saying, well, I could give this guy the round because I felt like he was the more active fighter. Yeah. And, you know, every time Estrada got hit, man, he backed away.
I think at that point, you have judges' bias playing into the cards.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's how you get. That's the only way you get a wide scorecard 90% of the time, anyway.
Right. It's not necessarily what I agree with Willie to an extent, but it's how he presented it. It's not necessarily the judge's angle; it's the judge's bias. So it's him. Well, I like the pressure fighter more than I like the guy that's moving off his back foot. So let me go ahead and give that guy the round.
More effective.
You know, some judges have tendencies and shit, just like fighters do and shit. And some judges might prefer a style over another style.
Right.
And in a close fight, sometimes you're gonna get these wide decisions. Except for that lady in the Canelo fight. I don't know what the fuck she
Adelaide Bird. She actually scored based on her bias. She likes
that. Exactly what she did.
Yeah, exactly what she did.
Yeah,
slick boxer.
But no, that was horrible. Like, but it was an excellent night of boxing, man. Bo, your thoughts on the night?
Shit, like I said, HBO struck gold. The only reason why I even goddamn it tuned in to HBO was because of this fight, and none of the fights disappointed. But I definitely want to say that, see, this is what I need Keith and Josephine Gregory Thurman to fucking watch. This is what I need Sean Porter to watch. These fucking dudes will fight, put shit on the line and risk it, okay? Because that's what the sport is about. You know, they ain't letting politics, they ain't letting bullshit stop them from going in there and putting shit on the line, because they could still eat. It's still like even Cuadras who losing to McRoyo, they could rematch and still fucking eat.
Yeah.
I need you highway division motherfuckers that fighting once a year or making these, I need y'all to watch these dudes, because this is what the fans want to see. I'm not trying to say that you got to fight every fight a dangerous fight, but damn, I mean, either, you know, shut your fucking mouth and don't say stupid shit, but then at the end of the fucking day, these dudes are doing what we want them to see.
You know what then shocked me? It shocked me, but it's not surprising to me. I think 2K and Chris, we always alluded to this. In those lower divisions, at any given moment, anybody could beat anybody.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just a lot of parity.
Big cool, man. What you thought of the card, the night? By the way, I don't know if y'all noticed. I just want to make a disclaimer. No, I'm not talking about fucking Calvin Smith. I watched some beautiful boxing that night. I don't need to talk about that bullshit. So go ahead, Big Cool. Why don't you let them know?
Tell us how you really feel.
Hey, well, Bo said it was an excellent night. HBO has struck gold with this flyweight card, and they need to continue to do it. I mean, it was an excellent night. All these guys are gonna be back in the ring against each other or against, you know, guys that was on the card, and it's gonna provide for more excellent fights and more excellent fights for us to cover. So, well done, HBO.
2K?
Yeah, man, it was an excellent night. One thing I am a little upset about that just happened on this particular podcast is that the whole Sugar Ray Leonard analogy that was given to Juan Francisco Estrada, Bo credited Willie the Kid for that. That was actually my analogy. I'm a little upset about that. But other than that, man, excellent night.
I think I said that too, though.
let's go back in the chat, motherfucker, and see who put it first. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You know, we all a family. We all think pretty much on the same level playing field anyway, so it's all good. I'm just fucking with y'all.
I did a show last week somewhere.
Yeah.
But Chris, man,
I'm old. That's why I don't know who said it.
Yeah, Chris, how you feeling, man? You feeling Superfly or what, man?
I feel fucking Superfly. I do. I feel Superfly as fuck.
Say it, hey, yo, man, say it in the Boonhauser voice, man. I gotta hit it.
Superfly, man. I mean, you got that LA, man. They're having them Superfly cards, man. I'm telling you, man. That dang will time off for man. He keeps putting Superfly cards on me, man. And I kind of like his shit, man.
That sounded the same to me.
And hey, great fucking fight, man. That was pure brilliance. I posted it on Twitter and Facebook last night. This is pure brilliance you're watching, guys.
Yeah.
Learn it and enjoy it and fucking have a ball with it. And yes, in the lower weight classes, the fucking competition is a hell of a lot stiffer.
Yep.
And the fact is, because if you want to, I mean, you have to face each other if you want to get any fucking money. Look last night. You know what they made last night?
Arroyo made 25,000.
Arroyo made 25 grand. Cuadras made 25 grand. Estrada made 100, and Sor Rungvisai made 250. Okay,
damn.
And that was number one versus number two in the fucking division. Number one versus number two in the division, according to Ring Magazine last night, and that's why it ended up being for the lineal championship.
That whole card was less than $500,000.
The whole fucking card got done for $500,000. That's why. Don't come to me and go, yeah, but he's got 3 losses on his resume. Well, the motherfuckers fought everybody in the top 5.
When you fight the best, you're going to have losses.
In every fucking division coming up. Yeah, he's got some losses. He fought everybody in the top 5 in every division through 4 fucking divisions. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
It's tough, man. That's tough down there. That's what makes what Ricardo Lopez did so fucking impressive.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that.
That's what made what Ricardo Lopez did so fucking impressive, man. It is tough down there. Yep. What you want to do? You want to? Hey, I mean, these motherfuckers can make more money working at fucking Wendy's. A lot of them little guys can. And I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. People don't realize when I hear people say, "Yeah, but the UFC's robbing their fighters compared to boxing." Listen to me. When it comes to the lower classes, they're all getting robbed, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to the little guys,
man.
They're all getting robbed. It's little fellas, and that's just how it is. There's a lot of these fighters out here fighting for $800. You know, shit like this, shitload of them.
There's a boatload of fighters that you guys don't know about that hopefully get their showcase on this type of night and card like the one we had last night and the one they had previous to that one. So
bring me here. Bring me Higa.
Man.
Man.
So
Bring me Higa. That's what I want now.
there's a reason. There's a reason why I wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning and watch some fights. So you guys don't know what you guys are missing on. I kind of went over a little bit of the time. So this is how I'm gonna do it. That's 2K from the Prodigy of Boxing. You can go check that out on YouTube. Mr. Bo Bland from Truth and Facts About Boxing. You can also check that out on YouTube. Colossal Boxing Talk, Big Cool. You can go check that out. Make sure you all subscribe to all their channels, man, because these guys are all bringing you all different perspective, knowledge. You got my man C-Bone Henderson. You can check him out on fucking Block Talk Radio, Four Corners Boxing Talk, and on 3kingsboxing.com, along with myself, 2K, and everybody else, man. The 3kingsboxing.com production. We out, man. 1,
2.